Alright guys, we're going to talk about today on why I quit WoW during Battle for Azeroth. We'll get into it, see if the game has changed. It's been about a month or two since I've logged on. I'm not going to reactivate my account simply because I don't want to. These past 2 months I haven't felt any different of not playing WoW, and I don't think it'll change anything if I reactivate my account. I think it'd just be another waste of $15. Now the main reason I quit in Battle for Azeroth was I felt like you had to be a no-life to do good in this game. Now I wasn't bad by any means. Matter of fact, in all the raids, I was pretty much out DPSing a lot of people as an undergeared toon and underplayed class in PvP or PvE. And PvP, I was about 2.2k rated without even trying. I mean, that was just cake. Main reason though that I quit was just like, it was just bad. I feel like Battle for Azeroth has been the worst expansion released yet. And leveling was terrible, it was slow, it was overly difficult that I feel like if someone who casually plays this game was to log on, wouldn't be able to handle very well, and it would take them an extremely long time. The next thing I want to get into is gear. Now I never found gear too challenging to get in Legion, but in Battle for Azeroth, the Azerite gear, having to farm out dungeons just to get the right gear with the right traits so you can at least compete in DPS was ridiculous. And the chance of it dropping was just terrible. Then there was Mythic Plus. Mythic Plus was extremely fun for me in Legion, but for Battle for Azeroth, you couldn't find a group. Now I always played with my best friend, and we were very good, but we would sign up, we would sign our key up, get appropriate item level players that we would think that could do the key. Now I don't know if it's just bad luck or something, but we would never get anybody good enough to complete the key. And we would always try and do like our 15s, and for some reason we'd either just get a really bad tank or a really bad healer. Even though they had the proper item level, you know, and that's what it was based off of, was your item level or your Raider IO. And they had both of those things, and they just didn't compete or weren't in the right mood or something, and we'd always get our keys depleted because they were slacking. And that's kind of, I feel, in bad terms for the game, because you're having to depend on somebody else just so you can get gear. Even though that's kind of what it's always been like in raiding, you're depending on the raid to cooperate, do mechanics right, and do the right thing. However, in Mythic Plus, it's very noticeable if you don't do the right thing, and if you aren't playing your class right. And for a lot of casuals, that has to be hard. Although I never played the game casually, I always tried to go and do the best. It was just like, it wasn't right. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel like WoW, the WoW I knew, I grew up on. And although there's still people that play the game, I just couldn't continue to sub to a game that felt like, for a multi-billion-dollar company, wasn't even trying. Like, they can't even put auction houses in the new main cities. Like, what is that? But instead, for auction houses, we gotta put out a 5 million gold mount because we gotta, I don't know, make the players spend their gold or something. I don't know. Now, as of classes, when I started playing Battle for Azeroth, I went into it and leveled my rogue. Now, when Battle for Azeroth came out, Outlaw Rogue was really good. All the specs were really good damage-wise, as long as you did the right rotation. But it just felt like the rotation as of a rogue wasn't correct. It didn't feel right. It felt slow, sloppy, and that could be the cause of the GCD cooldown change that they added in, which from a lot of feedback that I've heard, read, and seen, nobody likes. And it's just bad. I think it's just bad for the game that they added it in, and overall not a good addition to the game. And for a conclusion, I think Battle for Azeroth has been a very bad expansion. It's just, it has came out with the most bugs, the most nonsense, and just the most negative reviews. I mean, I don't even know, I don't even think WoD was worse than this expansion. WoD felt pretty, like, great, or at least better than BFA at this point in time. And we'll see. Blizzard tends to just release stuff and not care, make the players find all the bugs, which I guess is alright, but then there's too many bugs, and then they don't want to fix them, and then there's classes that are doing more damage than other classes out of just pure, like, stats that classes can't even keep up with, and it's just, it's a little ridiculous. I think it's a little bit more evened out now, but for a multi-billion-dollar company, I feel like they're being very lazy. I'm sure they're trying, but it's just like, I don't feel like they're giving it their... Alright, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you later.